Time I Got Reincarnated as a slime, Diablo is one of the main protagonists. Before Rimuru gave him a name, Diablo was known as Noir. He is one of the 7 primordial demons and serves as the origin of the primordial black demon lineage. Before he was summoned, Noir was a demon who, unlike most, didn't care much about gaining power and only wanted to find ways to stop being so bored. He was originally an archdemon summoned during Rimuru's ascension to Demon Lord status, but after being named, he transformed into a demon peer because he was so fascinated by Rimuru's powerful abilities and wanted to serve him. He treats Rimuru like a god and competes with Zegion all the time to be his closest aide and to be his #1 secretary. His looks and behavior remind me a little bit of Sebastian Michaelis from Black Butler. When you think about it, it makes sense that Diablo is Rimuru's strongest subordinate. As a demon progenitor, he is one of the oldest beings in the world. Among the 7 primordials, Diablo was a very special demon. There are very few individuals who can fight him, even if someone is able to destroy his body and core. He has this hacks called Zero Respawn. He can be revived instantly every time he gets killed. Though fans have only seen a brief glimpse of his skills thus far, it is obvious that Diablo has both strong magic and is formidable in close combat. We already knew that Guy Crimson was the strongest of the true demon lords and the primordials. Guy, on the other hand, said Noir was a very strong individual. During the ancient era, Guy and Diablo fought for the throne of the strongest, but they ended up in a draw. Diablo's greatest act of loyalty to Rimuru was getting hundreds of other demons to work for him, including the last 3 primordials, Blanc, Violet, and John. Rimuru is impressed by the 3 demons and gives them special artificial bodies and names: Carrera, the yellow primordial, Ultima, the purple primordial, and Testarossa, the white primordial. This was how the black numbers were made, and they quickly became Tempest's strongest fighting force with the lead of Diablo. The demon trio attempt to challenge Diablo to a duel, but they are unable to win a single battle. After the battle with the Eastern Empire, Diablo received 100,000 souls and the title Demon Lord, and he evolved into an awakened true Demon Lord. Diablo is a superb demon that is versatile in every way. Along with Zegion and Rimuru, Rimuru has already acknowledged that Diablo is the most powerful of all his subordinates. If you're going to ask me why Rimuru is in the top 3 subordinates, why not one of the demon trio, since they are far stronger and more experienced in all aspects? And here's why. Rimuru might not be as strong in magic and skills as Diablo and the 3 demonesses, but he is a very skilled war general thanks to his own training and experience with Akuro. They may be masters of magic, but the war with the Empire shows that power and magic are not everything. Skills are also important, so Rimuru can't be called weaker. Although Diablo and Zegion are on different levels, Rimuru's ability to fully comprehend his enemy's movement, attack, and defense must enable him to easily defeat the demon trio. But we won't know until they fight, which isn't going to happen, so we can only decide for each one separately. When fighting, Rimuru was typically quite restrained, as if he was holding back. However, if he became serious, he would destroy everything before the fight even started. Due to the fact that water was more powerful than fire in attribute conflicts, Zegion held the upper hand over Rimuru. Rimuru is definitely not in the top 3 in terms of his own strength. Instead, he is in the top 3 in terms of his military skills and ability to lead. Diablo is definitely the strongest, and he leads the strongest unit in Tempest, the Black Numbers. Zegion rules the Labyrinth and is the overseer of all the Guardians. Rimuru, Minister of Defense and the Commander-in-Chief of Tempest. He is in charge of everything that has to do with war. If you look at it this way, it makes sense that he's in the top 3. Well, in the most recent volume, there is an individual stronger than Diablo and a few others who are just as strong or even stronger. One of them is Zegion, who is comparable to those primordials. Zegion was already a high-spec existence and had been comparable to Diablo even before his awakening. Rimuru's subordinate, Zegion, was very strong and made things hard for Diablo. No one had ever defeated Zegion in a duel before because of how skilled he was at illusions. In Volume 13, it was said that the demon trio had never won a battle against Zegion. At that time, Zegion didn't even have an ultimate skill. Now, in Volume 14, he acquired an ultimate skill and evolved into a true demon lord. Diablo said in Volume 13 that Zegion could beat him in a one-on-one fight because Zegion is a natural enemy of demons. They battled many times, but the outcome was a draw. However, Diablo made a rule that he and the other primordials can't attack the parts of Zegion that are made of Rimuru's cells. Depending on the details of what Diablo says, it might not even matter. Zegion is a very strong individual, even if they are aiming at specific spots. If they are unable to damage those spots, then the same ought to hold true for the rest of his body. If only Diablo stopped holding back his strength, maybe he could defeat Zegion in a fair and square fight. But we couldn't know the answer until they fought. Well, there's really no need to choose either superiority or inferiority. If Rimuru, Diablo, and Zegion were Rimuru's top 3 fighters, then no one would make an argument about it. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.